And I'm inside Chicago Union Station right now, setting for The Untouchables and Death Wish and The Sting and an episode of Fargo as well. Lots of other films, but they're the ones that stick in mind. Great big American flag there. Now I don't know if this is the right departure lounge for my train, but if not, it's across the road. Let's have a look around here and see. It's very quiet. So I'm checked in at the Metropolitan Lounge. I'm in the Pennsylvania room, and all's fine so far. Looks like my train is going to run. The guy that checked me in, he said, "Sir, are you a performer?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "Why do you ask?" He said, "Because you look exactly like the guy in the bag." So then I told him I played them professionally, and he'd forgotten who they were, but when I showed him a photo of us doing it, he then realised. So that was fun. After a 2.5-hour delay, yes, even here, I am going to get on board. Look at the size of this thing. It's the size of a small country. It's insane. Is this 540?
This is, nope, 540.
One more. Thank you. There, I'm in the wrong carriage. My carriage is tiny. So I spent 2 hours chatting to a couple from Michigan who are going down to Washington. I'm talking here. 3. Okay. So this is my room, and really annoyingly, I'm on the wrong side. Which is, you know, really quite annoying after all I've been through with this journey so far. Still, this is my space for the next couple of days. At least the seat's comfy, and I've got a bit of metal there in case I need to tap it. Because you do this on a train, you tap the metal like that, and it makes you feel so much happier. So like a million YouTube videos I've watched before, let's have a look around the space. There's a triangle there, should I require any triangles. There's a mirror there, so I don't have to look at myself. Coat hook. That's exciting, isn't it? And over this side I've got a bondage belt if it's required. I've got a little hidey hole down there to dump stuff in. And another coat hook if I've got another coat I want to bring with me. And extra triangles in case the first triangles don't work. So there's my seat there. This will be my bed as well because the bed slides out. And 2 bottles of water who are being kept apart because they like fighting with each other. And yeah, that's about it. It is slightly smaller than it looks on videos. I think all these people making YouTube videos have got a fisheye lens when they're shooting them, but it's still big enough to sleep in. I'd say it's about the size of half of an old train carriage. Because there's someone on the other side as well. Obviously I've been given complimentary coat hangers because you can never have enough of them when you're touring an entire country, and lots of little bottles of things there which I'm not allowed to take. They're just there to keep an eye on me and make sure that nothing bad happens. Some complimentary dust and crap been left there, so I can make little sand shapes with that, which is thanks Amtrak, it's very helpful. And the view out the window. Apparently I'll have this view for the next 2 days.
Blanket so it doesn't get messed up. I'll be right with you, ladies. Oh, you mean on top of the sheet? Yep, I'm gonna put a blanket on top of that. Okay. Yeah, because I gotta bring that mattress back down too.
So it's pulling out. I'm doing it. I'm on an Amtrak sleeper, kids. All I can think about right now is how comfy this seat is. I'll see if I'm still saying that in 2 days. Just pulled into the first stop, and this is a place called Naperville. It's about half an hour out of Chicago. And as you can see, it's very, very different in the sense that it's not that different. Down there is a local tourist attraction. Man with dog and pram. It's very, very popular in these parts. And that's the sky. Now just leaving Princeton, Illinois. You see again, nothing's changed from Chicago, still the same massive high-rises everywhere. Loads of people walking around. There's gang warfare going on in that little building over there. We just stopped briefly outside a town called Kewanee in Illinois. It's not a station here or anything like that, but there's a sunset. The sun is quite big. Either that or it's a meteor. Don't look into the sun, it's dangerous. I'm currently where the blue dot is. Just going to get dinner. Look at the view out there now as the sun goes down. And all the great big cancer-causing windmills. Well, we've now moved into Iowa, in a place called Ottumwa, where it stopped for the night. Let's see the staff down there, rail workers. I mean, it's not stopped for the night. I don't know why I said that, because of course it's travelling on overnight. So I've never been in Iowa before, and indeed I never will be apart from on this one. So I've got back to my little roomette. This is the floor space at the moment. I came back to find out that the carriage attendant has actually made up the bed for me whilst I was gone. Just put all my stuff back like housekeeping in some way. Had a fantastic meal. So I've forgotten the guy's name already. Mangwa something his name was. He's a guy from South Africa, Johannesburg. He's a banker. And he's been staying with his brother in Boston. Hello, that's me. He's going to San Francisco as well. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever made a connection with someone as quickly in my life. We got on great. We agreed with everything each other said. Well, look, we're moving out. Yeah. Never seen this Peter before. Never see him again. Away they go. The train's not moving. The world is. Big earthquake going on. So I'm going to get a night's sleep now, and I think I'm even going to leave, because we're quite high up, I think I'll even leave the windows open, so if I wake up during the night I can see the world going by outside. Really quite exciting. I'm loving being on this train. Just wish it had happened earlier. Oh, good morning. I'd say morning, but it's still totally dark outside. What's the time? It's 6:40 a.m. and I went to eat some breakfast 10 minutes ago, but I hadn't taken into consideration the change of time zone. So I've got to go back to bed. I haven't slept great, but that doesn't mean I've been uncomfortable. It's been very comfy, just not much, not being aware of the surroundings. That's my hand, just there. I've got a phone signal back. Where are we? We're in Nebraska. A little bit of sunlight now. Zoom in on my map. See where we are. So outside is a place called McCook that I will almost certainly never see again. Just gone to get cleaned up. Sun is coming up, or at least daylight. And even though I've turned the camera on right now, and there's a bank right next to us, you can't see over the top of it, there's now snow on the ground. So there we are, see more snow. At the very end of March. So we're approaching the Rockies. Hello again. So now in Colorado, about an hour outside of Denver. I'd say where we are, but we really aren't. I mean, there's no towns, nothing. It's just this, with all the cocaine on the ground, smuggled in by Colombian gang lords. So I've just had breakfast, some lovely French toast, and the couple hours sat opposite. It started off, there was just no words, nothing, and then after about half an hour, we got chatting, and we got on great. And unlike that couple I met in the departure lounge at Chicago yesterday, thank God they were liberal. And you know, it was nice hearing their take on things, and speaking a couple of white middle Americans who share the same views I do. So this is amazing. My coach attendant, you know, well, you go for breakfast, she gets rid of the bed and sets everything up for you, and she's lovely. So I'm just my own little world here, very comfortable, staring out the window. This Amtrak trip is amazing. The worry about getting on the train and if it's running or not is bad, but being on it so far, it's great. Hello, Heffy. Of course, I'll be getting much closer, but just looked out the window and this is my first view of the Rockies since I was 11 years old. I thought it was clouds to start with, and I did a double take and went, oh no, it's mountains, and they go on forever. All these people in the cars are driving away from the mountains because overnight the mountains started letting out this roar going, whoa, and you knew that the mountain gods were on the way up to come and destroy them, because they're quite angry, the mountain gods. Oh, breakfast gone and over, back to my carriage for a while. Trying to think where my one is. It's one of these. If I could see my jumper, I'd be able to tell you, but it's one of these up there. So we're in Denver, Colorado. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's not even cold, considering there's so much snow on the ground. It's great. So we've got a half-hour stop here, and it's tempting to see what the time is. 1:15. It's tempting to actually leave the platform and go and have a quick look around, and I might just do it, although it's very risky. Car 640, that's the one I'm in. Or is it car 540? 540, that's the one I'm in. Shut up, me. So let's little look along the platform, go out for a little stretch of legs and walk. This is the first time I've actually stood on solid ground since the train pulled out yesterday afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Denver, Colorado. It is so weird walking away from the train knowing everything I own is on there for the trip. But I've got about 20-25 minutes before I need to get back on and it leaves again. So this is the entire city of Denver, Colorado. There is nothing else here apart from what you can see right now. I'm meant to be meeting my friend Tiff here, potentially, if she gets a car tyres fixed, but I don't think it's going to happen. I wouldn't really have expected it anyway. Yeah, I don't want to chance it, so I'm going back to the train straight away. Little run round outside, then back on. Especially as they're admitting extra coach class people, and I want to make sure I get a seat in the observation lounge for going through the Rockies. So that's my train. Thank you, Denver, for being well, here. Because if you weren't, then I'd have got off into mid-air and that would have been spooky. So I have my seat in the observation car. I made sure I got in it quickly because this is going to get full without any doubt. I've got some munchies here on my phone. I'll have to go back to my cupboard at some point because then I won't take an order for lunch. But I've also opened up the book from Brenda, which I bought and she sent to my hotel in New York, because I'm in it, and bless her, look, she's marked out the bits I'm in. So I'm going to have a read of them. And look up every so often to see I'm going through mountains.
So, what I need from you is to be kind, be courteous. Don't stay in here all day. If you feel like you've been in here too long, well, you probably have. Don't fight that first instinct there. So, don't stay in here all day. It just won't work. I'm trying to keep track of how long. Be kind, be courteous. You don't once 2 minutes or kindness will start moving folks around and making sure we do a rotation.
Look, there's a great big old reservoir over there, okay? And you can't see it because there's trees. And I'm very angry about that. If they pulled those trees down, we'd have a better view. I think it's time they should start thinking about it.
And we're going to move along for the next couple miles. You'll see the gross reservoir.
It's about 6.2 miles long. Elevation 9,300 feet with about 3,000 more feet of granite rock above us. About to go through the heart of the mountain tunnel. Here you go.
See, I could have told you that, but he just, you know, spoke. Oh, that's it. We're in the big tunnel now. It's over 13,000 miles long, and on top of us is 8 miles of mountain. And the toxicity levels here are about 100%. We get out the other side, we're all going to be dead. It's just one of the. Sorry, I'm just putting the camera straight at you whilst I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
We'll all be dead and squinting at us.
Yeah. So like everybody else, the cameras come straight out. All of this is icing sugar. This is where they have the icing sugar mountains of Colorado, and you'd think with this amount it would be a cheaper product to buy, but it's not. It's not. That's true, yeah. Actually, I think you're right. The icing sugar is this side, the flour's over that side, and
tortillas, all of that. You know, flour tortillas. That's why there's a lot of tacos here.
Welcome to Hawaii. All this now is volcanic ash, but it's a very special type of volcanic ash. It's because it's pure white. At the top of this volcano here, the heat is about 2,000 degrees. But we're protected by this heat-proof window. Same view. Basically, it's the same mountain. They just revolve in the mountain in front of the train. Trying to fool everybody. Well, I'm not taken in. So having had lunch and made my... Do you mind? I'm talking. Having had lunch now and made my way back to my cabin, my little cupboard. Yeah, you're all right. All right, thank you. I'm making a professional travelogue here. There's lots and lots of rocks.
Push that yellow button again and turn it off.
All these wires here are to stop the rocks escaping.
Okay, turn the yellow button off. It's still on. You turned it off?
More rubbish. If you see the front of the train there, it's a little bit too far back to see it, but it is there. That's a dump, a waste dump full of unrecyclable material. It stinks really bad.
Okay, coming up here on the left-hand side. It's hard to tell right now because of the snowfall, but as we're starting to make this right turn, look to the left and look forward at 11 o'clock. There's a road on the very top of that lift called Trough Road. That is Dead Man's Curve. There are 4 vehicles that have gone over that hillside since the 1950s. Now during the summertime, we can usually spot 2 of them pretty easily, but today, even the one that's real easy, and I'm looking at it, it's going to be hard to find. So today we won't do this, the hide and go seek on those cars. Now, if you happen to have the angle and you look back the direction we just came from, that's the direction of the tracks and of the Colorado River. Kind of gives us a good vanishing point for that cinematography, taking those pictures.
Wow, that's
If you happen to be in the observation car and it gets crowded and you see some people that are walking through, please make room for others, as we don't want to make it a tripping hazard. But the observation car is a common place for passengers to come hang out. So we understand that you'd like to take pictures and you're going to stand up and go from side to side. Just be in herds in this very area. Now that it's starting to warm up, they're going back in higher elevations. They'll get pretty big. They look like dark crows. They don't get that white crown on their heads for about 1.5 years. Now the beavers and the otters usually like to hang out, but it's starting to warm up, so those guys are going to be hard to find, but we'll come up on that area and we'll let you know. Hundreds of years, and after that, they start to land there, hang out, eat, and their body fluids will permeate in the root system, killing off those trees eventually. Now we can look across right now and see a lot of dead trees, and some of them just died off for just a lack of water. But for some of these trees, those birds of prey like to hang out there, and that's when they find those trees their home. The American bald eagle has the biggest nest out of all the aviators. All right, direct your attention to the right-hand side. Let's see if anybody's home today. Get those cameras ready.
Oh, I'm such a tourist.
Looks like somebody's home. That little white thing. 442. We're shooting between 5:15 and 5:30 for that arrival. We have some speed restrictions over the next 20 minutes. So we might get there 5:15, between 5:15 and 5:30 is what I'm shooting for. If you need extra time to prepare for the arrival, please return to your seat or cabin at this time. Now this area, folks, is the Glenwood Canyons. We do have a lot of passengers from Colorado. You probably already knew that. As mentioned before, we have this train.
This is Tip and Ann, they're now immortalised. Against their will, they had no choice.
Glenwood Springs Canyon is very beautiful. That is Highway I-70 on the other side. That highway was built. So a lot of natural disasters have taken place in this canyon over the last 3 years. Now these highways did get opened back up.
Damn.
What's interesting about this part of the river, you notice how the water levels have dropped dramatically all of a sudden? Well, back in the late 1800s, they bored some tunnels that you cannot see that's blended in the side of that mountain. So it's
Those tunnels were so bored.
to the train right now. And you'll see a control flow section where they release the water back into it. Because of this creation, they were able to do the water flow to do construction to rebuild.
Look, you can see here how the fires wiped all the trees out recently. They must have been furious. So I'm now at Glenwood Springs in Colorado. It's just a brief stop off. That's where the two folks I met, Tip and Ann, got off. Bless her, Ann wasn't feeling well, so they cut the journey short and they're staying here instead, which is, you know, a crazy last minute thing, but if you could do that, then do it. So this is my feet in Colorado still. Shows you how big it is. We've been in Colorado since early this morning. It's now, it's 5:10 and we've gone through another time zone. And yeah, we're still in the same state. We still have Utah to go through yet, and then Nevada. And I nearly didn't make it. So I stepped outside for what seemed like a minute, and the calls just come to go back in as we're moving off again. The train is running 3 hours behind, so we've lost an extra half hour from the 2.5 hours we were late leaving in the first place. So this concert I've got booked in San Francisco tomorrow night, which I paid for, it ain't gonna happen, but we're still on the way. I'm still staying positive. Yeah, positivity. And it seems like I've only just had lunch, but I've got to go for dinner oh, we're off already. I've only just sat down. I've got to go off for dinner in about 15 minutes. Got to, as if it's a bad thing. It's only 8:20. Back in my lovely little cupboard. I've fallen in love with my cupboard. It's my little secure space, and I like it. And there's really nothing else to do tonight. There's nothing to see outside. So obviously the sun's gone down, and we're now going through Utah. And we're even going to be arriving in Salt Lake City in the early hours of the morning, so they won't even bother getting off there because I'll be asleep when that happens. So I'm just going to lie down and I'm going to try and get some sleep and put the phone back on charge. And this camera, because I've done so much filming. So dinner tonight was great. The staff are so lovely. They're a very special type of people. So yeah, the foot says yes. Notice the emergence of the big toe, which wasn't emerging this morning, and Heffy says yes too. I think yes to what? You're still reading over the fact that the cabin attendant took hold of you and had a conversation with you. I don't think she did. Yes, she did. I think I'll remember. Well, yeah, I know you think you'd remember. Remember what? That the cabin attendant took you out and had a conversation with you. Did he? Yes. Yes, what? Thanks, Heffy. Oh, very welcome. It's about 2 a.m. and I've been sleeping lovely, and I've just woken up. And this is Salt Lake City in Utah. Appears to have been raining. It's about 6:15, 6:30 on Thursday, and this is Nevada. There's a vehicle. Bit rude when I was filming. I don't know what it was stopped at right now, but I'll have to get up soon and go and have breakfast. It's such a hard life. This has been the view for about 2 hours now. There is absolutely no way I'm getting to San Francisco until late tonight, so unfortunately my concert ticket, $30 worth, is lost. But I've sent the complaint to Amtrak, and we'll see what comes of that. We're waiting here to attach a freight train, which we've got to take through to Emeryville, and we have no power. We've been asked not to use the toilets. We obviously can't have a shower. They can't serve us any food. We're basically sat here doing nothing. And it's really, really not good. That's a pipe. We're just pulling in at some place in Nevada for a brief stop. My kidney stone's giving me jip. So it's just getting better and better. That's my cabin attendant over there. Oh, she's hiding. She's not coming back the same way. You can only just see her. She'll be forever a mystery. There she is. She's great. So this is Winnemucca, and we won't be getting out because we have the privilege of having roomettes. So we don't have exits to get out and stretch our legs for a minute, which seems a bit crazy. We'll go down to the end of the train if we want to get out for a moment. And it's not really not worth the hassle. Although she's got out. Maybe I'll go down and have a look. So I had a very rude couple bars past me, so I had to film it again. Hey!
You guys been stuck on here for what, 5 hours?
It's been a bad journey, yeah.
No, it's management's decision to pick up a broken engine and take it to Emeryville on a loaded train. You know, it's just a bad decision.
My evening is... Well, the good news is that 2 ibuprofen and an hour later, my kidney stone pain has completely gone and I feel back to normal again. So I had lunch today with the couple that I sat opposite during breakfast, and I didn't speak to them during breakfast, and I felt guilty about that, and so we had a lovely chat at lunch. And a guy he must only be about 25, and he's talking about his own big house that he's got already. I'm thinking, wow, different over here. Look at the clouds, they're nice, aren't they? And so we're going through Nevada, we're still headed towards Reno, which we're not going to be there for about another hour and a half yet, I would think. And so now we're in the Nevada desert, also known as Hailing Island Beach. Ooh.
If you are a passenger and full passenger and desire to have full service lunch, you may make your way to the dining
Here's my carriage.
at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please wait to be seated by uniform
That's
crew
me.
member.
Going back into my cupboard now. My lovely cupboard. I need one of these cupboards built on my own flat. It'd be great not to be able to be reached by anyone. We're at Reno. Reno. All the way to Reno. That's all I can think of when I hear that name. We're now running exactly 6 hours late. Won't be in San Francisco until 9 o'clock tonight, so everything for this evening is ruined. Here's Heffy. Hello. Do you know where you are now, Heffy? Yes. Where are we? I'm at home. Where's home? I think you know that. Yeah, but I didn't. I asked you. Ask me what? Where home is. Are we home? No, we're at Reno. So just a little break. That's my cabin attendant, she's lovely.
You want a picture with the baby? With me holding the baby?
Oh yeah. So the pain's coming and going. It's mostly gone at the moment. And back in the cupboard for a few more hours before we arrive. As in a few more hours reads could be anything. We've now just crossed into California and we're in the Lake Tahoe region where there's lakes of tacos. Not tacos that you'd eat, because that would be ridiculous. I'm talking about the tacos that industrial business drivers have in the US and the UK, where they're only allowed to do a certain amount of hours before they have to take a break. It's that kind of tacos I'm talking about. Anyway, this great big mountain over here sprung up out of the earth overnight in 1957. The day before it had actually been an old people's home. And the next day they'd all gone and there was just a mountain instead. Still around Lake Tahoe. I think there will be for some time yet. So in California at the end of March, and there's still thick snow on the ground. Not under this bridge, but here for example. We've pretty much just stopped again for a freight train to pass us, and the on time, this is the crazy thing, the one going from San Francisco to Chicago is running on time, and they've got priority to pass past us first. Madness. The freight train that just passed was 2 engines, then 101 carriages, then 2 more engines, and then I think it was 27, somewhere between 27 and 34 carriages after that. It took about 5 minutes to go past. place. This place is called Truckee. Truckee. That looks like the old Wild West. See the snowbanks still here? Don't know why the flag's flying at half-mast. So that's Donna Lake below us. So presumably that means we're in the Donna Pass, which is where the famous case of cannibalism happened in the 1840s. All these homesteaders got stuck and they had to eat each other. Can't avoid it, can't avoid the dark tourism with me, no! And it appears it might be snowing outside. And I'm just about to go through a big tunnel. Presumably, it's going through a mountain again. I saw it up ahead just as we turned a corner. Still not feeling great, had to take 2 more painkillers as we go into the dark.
And you will be allowed to come back into the observation car, but
okay.
Please at this time,
A little bit of a doze, but I couldn't really help. And this has been the view for a long time. Obviously changing, but similar.
Thank you very much. Once again,
It's nice, isn't it?
will be made.
I think it's California in spring.
You are free to return back to the observation car. Thank you.
Just hearing these, it's got cracking noises, and my water bottle here is slowly collapsing itself because we're so high because of the air pressure. I can feel my ears popping as well. It's lovely out there. Actually, I think this view is better than the one from Colorado. Video when it comes. So I've been to the dining car. Go back to my own carriage. Oh, we're in the same carriage. Don't let that worry you. So my cupboard is just down the end here. We're that close. So we had the evening meal. It was only 1 course, but it was nice. And it's ridiculous, we're still at least 4 hours. At least 4 hours, maybe 5, from San Francisco at the moment. So it is going to be about 7 hours behind. And that's if we don't have any more delays. So I'm going to get to the hotel from the center of San Francisco at night. Is going to be very interesting, because I don't have to be any public transport. This could be fun. Anyway, I've had dinner with a couple of lovely ladies. One woman I kept running into on the train on the platform, like I was stalking her, from Austria, called Tatiana, and another one, lady's name I've forgotten, who comes from Colorado. She is in the same town where the John Bennett Ramsey murder happened. So we've all had a fascinating conversation. I think I might have scared them a bit. No, I didn't. Promise I didn't. We'll be arriving in Sacramento, I don't know, maybe within an hour. Obviously the sun is setting. Always seems to get my camera out just at the time when you've not got the view. Great big bloody cliff above me now. Hope you're enjoying this view of the side of a cliff. Right, that's gone. Even the sun has been covered by a cloud and the train going round on an angle. So I'm just going to show you that tree, that one. It's gone now. 8:15 and we're just pulling into Sacramento. We've got a few minutes stop here, so I'm going to pop outside and film a platform in the darkness, because that's really interesting. Okay, so it's Sacramento. The air smells weird around here. It's a nice weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's slightly nutty. Oh, you too. Good to meet you. Cheers. This guy's chatting to over breakfast this morning.
Experiences improve over what you've had so far. I know you're.
Thank you.
We love the trains over there.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Safe journey home. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? So we're nearly there. Literally about 10 minutes away. Don't know how well you can see it. There's traces of the Golden... You can't see it from here. There's traces of the Golden Gate Bridge in the distance, which is next to the Golden Gate Bridge.